Hey guys, Bink here with Bink's Corvair Addiction. So what I'm working on today is the motor that we have over there, the 110 that we're building. Gary's been putting it together, and I've been here finishing tins and doing pieces, bringing them over there, and he's putting the stuff together. It's kind of ahead of the game. I'm not kind of learning so much over there, but anyways, we have this on there for a car. It's got the car oil fill in it, but this is for a generator. This is for a generator one. The one that's over there on the motor is like this for an alternator here. And at one of the recent picks that I did, I actually found one of these that is made exactly what I would need for that motor. It is casted, plugged for it, and this would have been the ideal thing to have on there, but the motors are already together, and maybe down the road I'll clean this up and put it on there, but for now I am going to build a plug. I ordered one off of Clark's. This is what they sent me. It's this big giant plug that doesn't even fit that. I don't know, I'll have to double check. Probably obviously ordered the wrong part or something. I did find this plug here. It fits right in there. Would be perfect. And you tighten it up and done. But I don't know. I'm like, what if that ever loosened up and fell down in the motor? You know, I don't like that. Gary had this aluminum plug here. Just pushes in, but nothing holds it. I was wondering if I just go on the lathe, maybe down the road I'll go on the lathe and make a fancy one. And I thought if I put a lip over it and a set screw to hold it in there and put a groove with an O-ring on it, might be kind of a cool idea. Like I said, I don't know if you make one with an O-ring. Like I said, you do a lip all the way around and just cut it out for around here. Like I said, you could drill it, put a set screw in there maybe, but this is aluminum. Another thing I thought too is if you did a longer, customized one of these studs, made it, because there's a hole in there. If you machined it longer that you could screw it in and it actually works as a set screw too, would be pretty cool to hold a plug in there. There's a lot of different ways you could do it. But like I said, this would work real easy, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe put an acorn nut on it and make it look pretty. But I'm just like, I don't know, stuff would rattle loose and probably would never go nowhere. But if it did, it would fall down in the motor. I guess you could put that in there, drill a hole through it and put a pin in there, a cotter pin, that ain't going nowhere. But anyways, I'm gonna take this here. I cleaned it up already. I sandblasted. I ran wire brush in there, cleaned it, sandblasted or bead blasted a little bit. And that's gonna go in there all the way to pretty about there. I hear birds or something on the roof. So I'm gonna cut that off. And I have some, that one might be might cap it off with something like that. I got a ball bearing that might be cool, just so it looks like something different. There's another one that's bigger. I can cut that in half. I got some other half spheres. Find something around here to make it look kind of like it belongs. I don't know. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll cut that off, build a cap plug for that. And yeah, like I said, I wish I would have found one of these earlier, or maybe if Gary would have said, you could look around and see if you can find one that's like this. I don't know. Now I did see one on one of the groups. Somebody had one for sale for like $60 plus shipping, I think. But I got one here, so maybe in the future we'll put that on there. But for now, we'll make him a plug because as of now, he's ready almost to run that motor. He's got oil on it. He ran the pump and through the distributor, and he said 50-50 plus 50-55 PSI on it. and he's finished up the carburetors. I think he's got the carburetors, so I didn't even get to learn how to rebuild them. He rebuilt the carburetors. He's got the linkage on. I mean, he's going to town over there while I'm over here. I just finished some parts yesterday. They're out there painted them this morning. They're out there drying. And so we're gonna get this done and go over by Gary's tomorrow with the parts and pieces. And the rest of the shrouds for the bottom with the flippers on there. I got all them finished. Custom made 12 fin one, so that I'll go over there tomorrow and can get put on. So, all right, I'm gonna get cracking on this. So I just got it pushed in there. This thing is made on an angle. I don't know if it's like, you know, turn it, it's angled a little bit. It's not perfectly straight up and down. So I think they might have it angled back because right here you have your fuel pump. So maybe it's angled back so it doesn't hit it. So that's what I'm gonna assume. So I'm just gonna take a guess and just chop her off and cap her with something, maybe a ball bearing, flat piece of steel. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Cut it where I could leave, I know it's gonna go down pretty close to that. So I left enough there, I think. Could have maybe left a little more. Could have left a little more, maybe. Ah, that's fine. That'll be fine. So, yeah. And I don't know. Look at that. Not too bad. I don't want to put it down too far and distort anything. So maybe I'll just weld that in there. Ball bearing. That fits in there. Oops. Actually fits in there. I could weld that in there. Feather it off. That one's kind of big mushroom cap. I don't know. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. Doesn't look so bad on there. Actually, it looks pretty good. The hard part would be welding that in on the underside, but I think it would look pretty cool. Looks actually pretty good. Versus a ball. I don't know. Doesn't look too bad on there. If I can figure out if I can get it welded on there. It's gonna be the pain in the butt part is getting it all welded in there because she's I could shorten that cap, make it smaller, but it ain't gonna look so cool then. I do like this. So if I could weld that in there without, well, not really, because this would have had to been longer. It's probably not gonna, because that's gonna get pushed all the way in there. It's gotta get pounded down. More than that cover is gonna fit, so that's out. That's out. Anyways, I'll play around with it and figure out what I'm gonna do. So, I've actually decided to go with the round ball. I think it will look kind of cool, kind of nice on there. I don't know. And I got it because the ball is made with like, because they're two halves welded together, and then it's ground. So that's where I got it lined up on that side. I'm just gonna put this on there and tack it on there. Something like that. God dang it. Can't see what I'm doing here for one thing. Splatter up like junk. Yeah. There we go. I used a nut there to hold it. And this is fairly thin stuff, this, so. This tip, I put a new contact tip in there and it's giving me crap. I don't know if they sold me the wrong size. I sure wish I could see better. Need brighter light. This bugger's getting hot already. Put a nice weld around it, or just, I'm gonna probably grind most of it off anyway, just make it look nice. She's getting hot. There's this, she's hot. She's hot, she's hot, she's hot. I think that's maybe okay. I'll have to wire wheel a little bit, look and see if I missed anything, and I'm just gonna feather that all in nice. Be cool to put it in a lathe, but and just clean that all up real nice. But I'm afraid chucking this up, I'm going to squish it or something on this end. That'd be cool. Put in a lathe. All right. I put a vice grip on there. I'm gonna wire wheel a little bit. I got around it all the way. I mean, I don't know. I guess I could have tried to weld a real nice weld all the way around there and left it, but I don't know. Sure be cool to put that in the lathe, man. I'm just worried about damaging this. Sure would be be cool. If I damage it, I could always do another one. I don't want to have to do another one though. Well, let's see what we can do here with the grinder, I guess. All right, I started grinding her down. Where's that? Careful with it, try to get it pretty good. Move that all in kind of nice. I'm thinking we'll work on that for a little bit. All right, like I said, you keep working at it and you'll get her done. You get her done real nice, you know. She's like perfect. I got her looking really slick, and look at that. You just, like I said, you keep working at it and you'll get it, you know. You get it looking nice. Hopefully it'll hold together good when he bangs it in there, because hopefully I didn't take too much of the weld off. But that's it, and so it's just gonna go in. It'll look like look kind of cool in there. It'll get pounded down. I'll wire wheel that some more, and yeah, cool. I'm shitting you guys. I took it over here on the lathe. I put it on the lathe, chucked it in, got her straight as I could. You can't get her very straight because this piece is made a little bit of an angle. And I put it on the lathe, and I just used, instead of sitting here machining it, yeah, just a turn. I was doing something from inside of a pipe last. That's why I got that set that way. if you're wondering. I just threw it in there and took the grinder and hit it with a grinder, called it good enough. Hopefully there's enough weld on there. Cool. I don't know if I can hit it without, grind it without hitting a chuck. Now you'd probably be like, oh, why don't you just machine it off? I deal with this. I put my sheet down to keep the mess. Now it's as straight as I could get that wobble. I had to play around with it because that is not straight because it's made on a little bit of an angle. I can go a little more, I guess. Maybe it'll fall apart. Grind all my weld off. Now it's not perfect on that side because it's goes up and down. It's taking more off the other side. I don't know if I want to mess with that any more than it is. There we go. All right, for me to try to machine that and do all that, it'd take forever. This is good enough. I like it. So this was one of my dad's lathes, a nice little Logan lathe. My dad was a tool and die maker, machinist, had his own little machine shop at home. And this was one that was in his shop. After he passed away about, that's going on 7 years now, I think, or 8. I moved most of his machinery here. My dad taught me how to run a lathe back when I was probably about 12, 13 years old. I was making snowmobile suspension. I had that lathe here. It was about, it had a 5-foot bed on it. It was a big lathe. It just sat here. I never used it, so I ended up selling it. But I did keep this one. It's got everything for it. 3 chucks, 4 jaw chucks, everything. Just a neat older lathe. So yeah, I cleaned it all up and hauled it out here. And this would be about the second or third time I used it in 6-7 years. So I'll just wire wheel it up a little bit. If you're gonna wear my face shield so I don't get one stuck in my face. Actually, I should have probably put some emery cloth on there. Got her real shined up on the lathe. I might put her back in there and do some emery cloth on there. See if I can get it even a little more. I mean, it's fine. I paint it. I don't know if you bang it in, how much paint you're gonna knock off of it. So I might go put some emery cloth on there a little bit. I put it back in there. Got her straight. Do all this work and Gary will tap it in and damn won't have no weld on there to break off. I'll be a little upset. Wouldn't be surprised though. I looked from the inside, there is some penetration burnt through to the tube, so a little bit. I just don't know how much I took off here. I guess you could use a board. Put a board in there and hit her on file. They kind of gum up though, pretty quick on a lathe. Be careful and knock your freaking fingers into the chucks. And yeah, I could have used the file, I suppose, first. Get a little more. Why not? Let me spend that much time on this. But I am. There we go. We'll call that good enough. Yeah. Yeah. Looks kind of pretty. Kind of pretty. It looked good in there. Let me put a piece of leather on it and tap it in. All right. We got her done. Like I said, I see some little weld went in there and through it in the inside. Hopefully she won't bust and pop off. Hopefully I got enough weld on there. And I ain't gonna mess with it till we get the Gary's, turn it to right. Like, I think about like that, maybe. Because it does go on an angle. And go to Gary's and tap it in. I don't know if he puts any sealant on that or not on this thing, but I doubt it. Let him tap it in, and that's maybe I'll paint it a little bit later or something, or clear coat it, or just it might rust. But I think it's going to be pretty cool for what it is. It's a plug. It's just a plug. All right, that's done. Off to the next project. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Corvair Addiction.